welcome back. Good. Now, just to elaborate on the double diamond and where we are working through the cycle, I want to deal with the first diamond and just show you the process that we're going to go through by just relating some terms. All right. So yes, we had the double diamond here, right? But I want to deal now with this one. I'm going to talk around a few concepts. So, firstly, we had what was referred to as the challenge. All right. And remember, we said you wouldn't understand the problem at an early stage, so it really has to be a challenge. And in order to discover that challenge, you're going to work with what are referred to as frames. All right. So we frame the challenge area, and by framing, we sort of say, well, you know, how broad is this? Is it relating only to male or female? Is it relating to different times? Is it relating to different segments of the market? Is it relating to outliers, or the dominant parts of our market? Could relate to location, a variety of different types of frames that you'd actually put around it that you'd workshop through, and we're going to do one of the next exercises. But what that does is it allows you to create this frame of, well, what might the challenge space look like, and then anything that we want to work with sits within that sort of frame area. All right, so once we actually have the frames, we're able to go through a stage of exploration. Now, the exploration is in the discover phase, and that's where we actually want to get out there and effectively ask a whole bunch of questions. So it's important for us to understand, well, if we're going to frame the exploration using this technique, that's going to help us figure out, well, what type of questions are we looking to have answered? Are we trying to see, well, what are the buying patterns of men and women who shop online in a frequent manner? What are the types of activities that young people get up to at night, all right? And where do they spend their money? Where do people actually interact when they touch onto any sort of transportation mechanism within the city? So these are the types of questions that we're actually looking to answer, and then we'll build a whole bunch of interview questions that would sit behind that. So really what we want to do off the back of this now is we want to pull together a series of research questions. All right. And off the back of those research questions, we want to figure out, well, who we're actually going to ask it from and what tools are we going to use in order to respond to those questions. All right, so we begin to understand things like people and context maps, which we will do. So who are these people? It's not a persona, all right? It's just understanding the people we're going to interact with, and ultimately those are the people we're going to ask our interview questions from. All right, and we also want to understand what design tools we're going to use, and this is all about doing, participating, that is, observing and asking. All right, so all of these come here, and we've got ask, we've got do or participate, and we've got observe. So there's the triangle of things that I want to do within my research section, but specifically I'm going to choose tools that will allow me to do those three things. Okay. Now that means that we're actually going to go off now and we're going to conduct the exploration. All right, and along the way we're going to get a whole bunch of evidence coming back. So I'm going in a bit of a loop here, forgive me. And the evidence gets put up on your wall. All right, and beautiful colorful posters and just noisiness, a little bit of messiness, some organization on some posters. All right, and effectively from that we extract a bunch of data points. And then you use a bunch of techniques, all right, that look for correlation, connection, and contradiction, all right, and they will help you identify your insights. So you can see we've traveled a route till we get to a series of insights, and then based upon those insights we can actually now say, oh, hold on, why are only, look at this, 5% of the population that is suffering from violent crime is from people getting bottles smashed over their heads. Have a look at this, 65% of executives, all right, are fixing the numbers in this report. Or have a look at this over here. These particular customers are using this particular washing powder in the following way, and it's not the way it's been designed. Why are they doing that? Why is there this screwdriver over here, and you use that to open the washing powder? So there's little things like that which, going through the ethnographic study, you're actually going to begin to become masters of asking the right types of questions. So really that's where we extract the insights. We do a couple of 2x2 graphs, all the rest of that type of stuff, and we come up with a problem description. So we understand the problem, right, and off the back of the problem description we get to the how might we question. Now also off the back of the insights and your data points, okay, you will also begin to extract things like your design principles. Right, so and plus heuristics. And those design principles can relate to visually how we use stuff and proportion stuff, like the Fibonacci sequence, for example, and how we create spacing and make use of objects and iconography and all that other type of stuff. And they can go right to the principles that relate to how people interact, and that'll be, we will always interact person to person when we're dealing with this level of complaint from the customer, those types of things. So as we extract information from the research, we can identify what some of those design principles need to be, because that's actually going to be what we need to test against. Okay, so that's your first diamond. So let's just get rid of this piece. I'll do another one later. All right, so effectively this is the route we're going to take as we work from the challenge all the way through getting to the how might we question. All right, catch you later.